Hey, you guys, Dev here at WeBuyHouses.com. And today we've got another wholesaler deal to evaluate. It's Cash Offer Masterclass episode 8. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this new community that I'm creating to help us learn about real estate investing, become better investors, more profitable investors. I always say, if you lose money on a deal, that's not real estate investing. It just sucks. so, uh, we want to make money on deals, and you make money on the purchase. You make money based upon the cash offer that you were willing to pay. If you overpay, there's only one party that really takes the brunt of that mistake, and that is you. If you overpay, it comes out of your profit. And if you overpay too much, there is no profit. And so the cash offer is extremely important. There's three elements to it. What is the property worth in perfect condition? We call that the ARV, the after repaired value. Number two, what are the repairs necessary to bring this property up to the after repaired value? And number three, given those two things, what would we pay today to acquire this property in cash? And so those are the three elements, and we'll look at them today. Our victim is, again, from Fazio Real Estate Solutions. I love their emails that they send me. I get excited when I see one. I don't know about you guys, but I love real estate. I love to look at it. I love to see pictures. I love to think about what it's worth, what I could pay for it, what we could make off of it. So let's jump into this one. Fort Worth, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, value add flip or rental, oversized lot in prime location. All right, let's go look at it. And videos. Whoop, whoop. Got some videos from Fazio. Thank you so much. We're going to jump into this. It's on Fuller Avenue in Fort Worth, a 4-bedroom house, 4-bed, 2-bath. It was built in 2000, and it has 2,000 square feet. They say ARV 300, and you, my friends, can buy it for 205. Pretty cool. Hey, if you have any interest in this property, if you are a qualified cash buyer, I would encourage you to reach out to Jade Vaughn at 214-646-9646. I love to use their content for these educational videos. And so I thank them so much for being I say our victim for these videos, because we do kind of pick them apart. But these guys are great. So reach out to her, and I just want to shout out to Nicola Fazio. How you doing, buddy? All right, so let's jump into it. Now, a couple of things. Remember, there's kind of 3 steps. What's it worth if we fix it up in some perfect condition? What's it going to cost to do that? 3, what would we pay today given the first 2 numbers? So we have a cash offer calculator that does exactly that. If you want the cash offer calculator, just go to cashoffermasterclass.com, fill out the form. I will send you the calculator, and we will be in business together, at least using the same form. I do need to, let's see, was I ready? I was kind of ready. Okay. So we've got the address in my calculator. First thing I do is I drop the address in right here, and I paste that as values only, or otherwise it sticks crazy characters in there like this tall. And we don't want that. 2,000 square feet is what they told me. Now, to determine ARV, I've told you guys this before. I like to look at a few different sources. I particularly care what 2 sources tell me. One is the Zestimate, and one is the value that I can get from Property Radar. I can't show you Property Radar because it shows all the owner information, which can't be shown on YouTube. I wouldn't want to show that either. But basically, we've got a Zestimate here of 215, and Property Radar gave me 235. 235. And so I think in some cases, is the Zestimate the ARV? I think in most cases it is, because they're applying a comp for the neighborhood to the square feet of that property. That Zillow doesn't know what's going on inside that house. And so Zillow is just going to apply a neighborhood comp. The other thing I like to look at is this kind of thing. That's dramatic. Looks like you bought the stock at the wrong time and some bad news came out or something. I don't know if real estate really quite works that sharply, but you can see maybe it was worth 252 during the top of the housing market, continued to kind of rise up to 260, and then now they're saying 218, 214, whatever. Okay. So they show a big drop off at the end. Did that happen? I don't know. Like I said, Property Radar says 235. I like to take 2 or 3 numbers, maybe Redfin, Realtor, get a few numbers, average them together, get my ARV. I'm going to go with 234, which is 117 per square foot, in great shape. And so this is from the last one, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. All right, which means if the house was in excellent condition and it had a 234 ARV, our model at 0.7 or 70% says we could pay 163.8 for the house. These guys want 205. We're already at a point here on their cash, what they want is the cash offer, that our model's never going to get there. And so let's just say that right off the bat. We've got an ARV of 235 and they want 205. That only leaves $30,000 of room. And this is pretty typical. I always say wholesalers are very optimistic about the ARVs that they put in their marketing materials. The star probably means, do your own due diligence. And you have to, because, as good as those guys are, they are optimistic. They're selling a product, right? And I'm not selling a product here. In fact, I'm giving away the Cash Offer calculator. If you go to cashoffermasterclass.com. Okay, so jumping back, let's see. That's where we are, 234. That's where we are in the process. I'm just pointing out we're already kind of in trouble still. Let's read this stuff, though. There's an oversized lot, and it could be a great rental. And I think so. And this is pretty good for these guys. When they say no known issues, if they think there's problems, they say do your due diligence. But if they say no known issues, it means the house is in pretty good shape, right? And so, wow, let's just jump in to these photos. Maybe it doesn't need anything to be done to it. Let's see. Ooh, tiny. How do I get that not so tiny? Wow. Trying to zoom. How do I zoom? I don't want to open it with any of that stuff. It's kind of weird that the pictures are coming in so little. Hang on. Okay, look, y'all. I'm sorry. Tiny pictures. No way to increase them that I see. I mean, I could download them, but okay, what are we seeing there? Basic house, tiled floor. It's got some molding, because, even if I go in bigger on these pictures, we're not going to see much. Kitchen actually looks okay. Boy, great pictures would make a world of difference, wouldn't it, you guys? These are pictures from like a screen print, that WBEBP thing. Oh, that is so crazy. Like if I downloaded that and then I opened it. See, now I can go in, but see, the pictures are so bad I can't. Literally a potato was used to take these photos. And that might be offensive towards potatoes, which could probably get a better photo. Yeah, there's not much value to that. But look, it's a tiled floor. hang on just a second. It's a tiled floor that was square tile, like lined up next to each other. I don't know. There's an off, maybe it's called offset, but look at that. The tile over here is offset, more like a 18 by 12 or something like that. And these are like 12 by 12, just in the square pattern. You get what I'm talking about, right? But we get in here and we've got tiled floors. Honestly, it does look like it's probably a pretty clean house. If we had some photos that we could see, it would be awesome, but we don't. And that's kind of a drag. If I go over here, look at this, you guys. No, same crappy photos. Son of a bitch. Excuse my language. Just like, I thought I'd figured out the hack. I was going to be coming over here to Zillow to look at the pics. That might have been a little bit of a hack. The place looks relatively clean. Oh, well. I mean, what are we looking at there? Look, I could also go, what could I do? Like plus. Yeah, giant zoom in on these things. They said this was built in 2000. I am not aware of anyone in 2000 that was doing this. This looks like the 1960s or 70s. I'm just saying. Did Zillow say built in 2000? Oh, wait. Back to the listing. Yeah. Wow. I mean, I think you'd have to fly people in to do this kind of work. I don't know anybody that would do that. Well, of course, it was 25 years ago, but no, 25 years ago wasn't that long ago for that. Oh, look, I'm able to go into the potato picks. Wait, something's going on. Stop it. Something is going on up there. That's a separation. You see that? That's a separation. I think. Great pictures would be so appreciated. Again, it's just odd to see these bathrooms look like old house bathrooms, like from the 40s or something. And the use of the teal, was that in 2000? I mean, maybe I would have thought 80s or something. I don't know. Don't know what that is either. There on the wall. I think that's a window with a shade pulled down or something like that. Tile. They went hardcore on the tile. And that would, I think, be the last picture of that Fuller 9. Is that correct? Sure is. Let me go back to normal. I got to readjust my brain. There we go. Okay. Wow. What did we learn from that? Certainly, I would say, for this house to be worth $300, you would redo every floor in that house. People don't want big tile, like kitchen or bathroom tile in their bedrooms and living areas. Sometimes you can get away with it in the living areas and do, a low pile carpet in the bedrooms. People want their bedrooms to be warm and, comfortable in their feet. They want generally some sort of floor covering or carpet in the bedroom now. Unless it's, full wood flooring or something like that, which would be, maybe preferred. But around here in Texas, I see a lot of the luxury vinyl, laminate, wood type products in the main living areas, tile in the bathrooms, maybe in the entries, and then easy maintenance carpet product in the bedrooms. You're going to do well with that kind of thing. Will it get to ARV 300? Man, I don't know. I doubt it. I really doubt it, because this house was never worth 300 according to Zillow, and I would bet, the neighborhood comps are going to be around the same comparable value. Yikes. Yeah. Yeah. 300. 300 is not going to happen. I saw the one thing I saw in there is that gap on the top of the where the ceiling met the wall. I thought that was something was going on there. Look, I don't like the flooring. I don't like the flooring. I don't know. Does the house need 20K in cosmetic? You could definitely spend 20K in cosmetic on a 2,000 square foot house to bring it up to current standards. Those bathrooms look like they were from the 80s. So, are people going to walk into that house and say this is worth top value? Man, I really think it needs the full cosmetic. Does it need, was there some sneaky little foundation thing happening over there with that roof line? I don't know. They said foundation, no known issues. Do your own due diligence on that. For now, we'll leave it at 0. I guess basically what I'll do for right now is say I would redo the bathrooms and all the flooring in that house. I would want to have a $20,000 cosmetic budget to do that, minimum. And there may be some other sneaky little things that we just don't know about. And so where does that put us? Well, we're not in agreement with Fazio on this one. And, that's okay. That's okay. I bet they didn't get it for what I would be willing to pay for it. I would be willing to pay $143,800 according to the model with a 234 ARV and 20K of cosmetics. So let's just look at the calculation again. It's the ARV times 70%. If you use a number bigger than 70%, it is you that is paying that additional 5, 10, 8%, whatever it might be. That is only you that can give up part of what you would make to make that number higher to get a little bit better offer for the seller. I'm putting 20 in for cosmetic. The house was entirely tiled with bathroom tile, and the kitchens looked like they were built in the last century. Not the kitchens, the bathrooms looked like they were made in the last century, not in this century. So 143.8 is what my model says. That's what I'd like to get the house for. They want 205. Look, the house, I think the ARV is 215 to 235. 205 is just way too close to the actual ARV on this house. You have no repair budget. And if you think you could just buy it for 205 and turn around and put it out as a rental, that might work. That could work, but the house wouldn't be worth the ARV because you didn't put any of the renovation into the project to make it worth more. Okay, it would be worth what you paid for it, and you're renting it. And that's cool. If that works out and it cash flows, that's pretty cool. If I looked at this, they're saying 1978 rent estimate. So look, you're getting the house for 200. You don't do much to it. You get, almost 2,000. That's almost 1% of the value of the house. So I would say, yeah, I wouldn't pay this to flip this house. I don't think I would make any money. If I was going to buy this to just turn around and put it on as a rental, maybe so. Almost meets the, 1% is the house for 200,000. If you rent it for 2,000, and they're saying yeah. So, look, it's not a horrible deal. It's just not a deal that I would get as a flip to do a rehab to make it the nicest it could possibly be. That's probably my assessment on this one. Hey, thank you to Fazio for being our victim today. It was fun to look at this house, a little bit bigger house, a little bit newer house. And so it was cool to see that. And their information is so great, so great. They've got they had 184, 145, 127. What did we have? 117. Yeah, so in all cases, they were aggressively higher than we were in what we're thinking the square foot, dollar per square foot ARV is. Um, that is it. Reach out to Jade if you have any questions. 214-646-9646. Thank you to Fazio. Thank you to you guys for joining me. Go to the Cash Offer Masterclass. Get the calculator. Watch the videos. That's what we're doing here. We're learning how to do real estate investing one house at a time to calculate the optimal cash offer so that you actually make money. That's what we're doing here. So thanks for being here with me. It was great to spend some time. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you again tomorrow.